I am a storyteller. I've written a few books and put those out there. They're stories about my life and things I've learned. I have a lot of short stories that I've had in my mind for a long, long time. And I thought, this would be a perfect way to tell those stories. Some of them are not that long. When you tell them, it's about maybe 10 minutes long, something like that. When I was a kid, I remember 6th grade, 5th grade, whenever the teacher in our English class had us write stories about something. I enjoyed that the most, and I would always write something, and I remember she'd give us an hour or two or whatever it was, and I always just barely got done when the time was up. Now, I've been around a long time. I'm a lot older than I look, I think. I've been told that anyway. Maybe people were flattering me, I don't know. But I've had a lot of experience in my life. I've had experience in science, technology, some of the arts, not too good. I can play piano, guitar, I learned accordion and French horn and some other things like that. So, I do appreciate classic music and hard rock and roll too. And so I've had a wide variety of things I have done in life. In my professional career, I've been a grocery store worker, nuclear power plant operator, qualified submariner, submarines, been a mine countermeasures officer on board some other Navy ships. I've been avionics engineering chief for the Air Force in some of the old F-16 stuff, and also a scuba diver, a licensed pilot, and maybe I'm what you call hyperactive or ADHD, I think, attention deficit, because I couldn't concentrate on one thing long enough to stay there, although I did concentrate on those things long enough to complete them or to get to the end. Then I'd move on to something else. There was never one thing in my life that I said, this is the focus and I'm going to stay there. No, it just didn't work that way. Not for me. I also have experience in the paranormal. For a little while, I lived in a no-kidding haunted house. That was when I was like 9 years old through 12 years old. And I learned some things about what hauntings are, and some things in my family that I didn't know because of that experience. I want to share some of these stories with you. Some of the stories where I've learned things in life and how I learned them, and just stories that are anecdotal, strange things that happened to me, or humorous things. And some of them are not humorous, some of them may be a little dark, but they still have a basis in reality. And that's what I want to do, is convey to you some of these things that I have learned in my life. And one thing I will guarantee you is that any story that I tell here is either true, it happened to me personally, or I know the person it happened to, and it happened to that person, not, some 3 or 4 times removed. So I won't tell any stories that are not, from my personal knowledge, true. Anyway, I hope you enjoy this channel, and please subscribe and like the ones that you do like, and please comment, because some of these stories, if you don't like them, it's good to hear what I would call brutal honesty. Brutal honesty is a lot better than polite courtesy when you really think, well, this is really stupid, but you write down, very nice, very nice. That doesn't really help, being polite. What does help being polite is if you say, this story, well, I didn't like it because, and have some good reasons. Or this story I really liked because. Now, I'd like to hear a lot of those kind of comments, of course, but whatever you want to do. Now I'm going to start putting these stories up and see how it goes. Maybe nobody cares. Maybe nobody wants to hear my little stories, but how do you know unless you give it a try?